a big picture, okay? I'm looking at a big picture. That doesn't mean I'm gonna eat the whole picture in one fell swoop. It's all little increments that you have to look at, okay?
Right.
So that when we talk about snow removal in one sense, we have to talk about making the crossings safe, especially if you go to the corner of Winter Street and Main Street there. There's a very faint crossing line that goes between Dunkin' Donuts and across Main Street. It's very faint, but it's there. Most cars don't see it. And I know it's used regularly because one of the women that was here in one of the other meetings is the one that shovels her snow. I don't remember her name at the moment, but she shovels the snow, so her daughter, as she explained, gets off at the bus in different areas on that corner because the bus has to work, around the snow, or whatever the scenario is at that moment in time. So even though I put out there an all-encompassing picture, because it needs to be long-term as well as short-term. The short-term is the immediate need for the review of the bylaw. The long-term is to get input, because we could have grants available to us as a result of having this committee, and opportunities can display themselves as we exist, as we do, all right? A lot of the committees are bike and pedestrian. I stayed away from the bike because I was only concerned about safety. That's the only thing I'm concerned about here is safety. And I mean, I'm on 28 often enough to see kids running through traffic to get from Walmart to McDonald's or vice versa, all right? So if we were in a position to make recommendations and secure grants and to create a vision of a safe pedestrian community, we're positioning ourselves to do things that when they present themselves, we can. And I have no problem resting my hat on having laid the plans for a good, for better growth for North Reading, versus just working on a short-term fix of a long-term issue. That's gonna come to us anyway. So we're just positioning ourselves to handle it. So, I didn't think it would take this long. I thought you guys would just say, "We love you, Jeff," and you do it.
I love you, but we're not doing it.
I think the young lady there is a better salesman than you are.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, good.
And I don't mean that as a.
Good, because
Now,
I want to ask her a question. And I think when we get citizens to help out, that's a great thing. And you heard my concern earlier about the expectations. So if you were to volunteer and be appointed to this committee that Jeff is proposing, right? And we go downstream and there's something that you want done and it costs X number of dollars, and we say, we're just not gonna be able to do it, and we can't get a grant for it or whatever. I mean, are you gonna feel like you didn't accomplish something?
No, in fact, I would feel like if I never had the opportunity to express what my thoughts on what was going on regarding pedestrian issues, then I would feel more disappointed than rather I tried and there were some roadblocks in the way. So I'd rather have the opportunity than not be given the opportunity at all.
I wish everybody felt that way.
well, there are a few people that I've spoken to, Meg Robertson being another one, that is very interested in participating on a board like this.
All right,
Yeah,
this
she
is
had
my
this.
recommendation, okay? I think this is a good idea. There's obviously some concerns about how we go about implementing it. I'd like to sleep on this and put it on the agenda for our next meeting, make
Okay.
it the final decision.
yeah, and this will be a committee that's appointed by the Board of Selectmen, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think that's what he's proposing.
Yes, yes.
And I would think, I feel very strongly it would be an advisory committee.
Okay,
Fair
thank
enough?
you,
Yes, yeah.
thank you.
Steve?
I guess the only other very quick just statement I want to make, this would be at no cost to the town. I mean, they would not need any resources from the town, such as funding. No.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, no, it has to be.
Of course, well, because it's all volunteer.
Advisory
No
committee.
one, it's an advisory.
Well-
committee.
Yeah, it wasn't an issue on our other committees yet. I'll entertain a
I don't
motion.
think you know where I'm
Greg, you have any,
I don't want them moving off.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So this will
Motion
be
by
on the
Mr. O'Leary,
agenda
do
for
I hear a
next week.
second?
Second.
Second by Delaney, all in favor?
Aye.